Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Y'all are brewheads? Yeah, we brewheads. So pour a glass of craft beer, we can do this. Yeah.
3, 2, 1, Happy New Year from our friends over at Manscaped. The ball has officially dropped, but that doesn't mean you have to drop the ball on your balls in 2023. Whether you had a New Year's kiss or not, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming have you covered for your much-needed resolution of bringing sexy back. Join the 7 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with our exclusive offer. Go to manscaped.com and use the code BAOS for free shipping and 20% off your order. Let's have a toast for the new year, a new you with no pubes. Alrighty. Guys, of course, this episode is brought to you by Manscaped once again. Very honored to have them involved because their products are phenomenal and you're going to love them if you're not already using them. So, it's a new year, new balls with the global leaders in below the waist of grooming. This year, take your package to the next level with their Performance Package 4.0 and other premium wet goods. I have Barrington here, hence why my hand is moving. Inside the Performance Package 4.0, you'll find the signature Lawnmower 4.0 Bear. What do you think? Ooh, I could shade Barrington with that one, mate. Ooh, with the little light there. The advanced skin-safe technology reduces cuts and nicks on your delicate parts. It also comes equipped with a 4000K LED spotlight that will shine a light to the promised land 2023 looks to be. You like that, Bear? No? Doesn't really care. He will one day. The grooming routine isn't complete without applying the Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver. These two bad boys right here, mate. Your balls need them. Before showing off your 2023 self, these unique formulations take care of the smelliest part of your body. That's mean. And are a big boost to your confidence in the new year. To complete the set, Manscaped threw in their Shed travel bag and anti-chafing boxer briefs. That's the travel bag. Love him. Boxer briefs. You know the vibes. And as free gifts to keep all your goodies stored comfortably. What do you think of that, Bear? Now, if you really want to make 2023 a year to remember, make sure to try out the Manscaped's wet goods as well. That includes their ultra premium body wash, 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, and body deodorant. So these two bad boys and the deodorant. I haven't used these yet. I'm excited to use it. I just haven't because I didn't want to pull them out of the shower for the read. But the new products are arriving next week, so I might actually get to give them a crack. Now, these products are the absolute perfect follow-up after your New Year's gym sessions. Cheers to new balls in 2023, y'all. So, get 20% off of free shipping at manscaped.com with the code BAOS. That's BAOS, free shipping, 20% off, manscaped.com. Time to feel sexy and free this 2023 with Manscaped. Let's get back to the episode. What's good, y'all? This is Cee Certified Brewhead.
And I'm Tiffany, Liquid Enthusiast.
And welcome to episode 117 of Beer and Other Shit Podcast Adjunct Series. We are back in the building, Tiff and I, another living room couch pod.
Yes.
We felt that this year, I think it was pretty interesting the way we set everything off. We had our episode 115 where we talked about the future of craft beer, which was fun and an interesting conversation. Had a lot of great feedback from the community. Brewers were commenting and giving their 2 cents. I love that. Then Nate and I came right after that with their top 10 breweries in Ontario for 2022. Which was a great one.
A little bit of past. No, you went to the future.
Yep.
Then the past.
Then the past.
All right.
And then today, we're in the present.
Yes.
We're going to be talking about non-alcoholic options for dry, well, not just for dry January, since we're about 2/3 of the way through the month. And then in Quebec, they do dry February there, and I think it's because they're cheeky and want to do the shortest month of the year with no alcohol, which I respect. I've already seen a few friends. Shouts to Gab, Puppy Bitch, was putting, she's doing like a raising money thing, like a charity thing, which is cool. And I know Matt from Vox and Hops always does it.
Nice.
So good for y'all. So we thought, let's get talking about that today because it's something that has been a much larger part of our life as far as a more balanced approach.
I'm loving the non-alcoholic life. And yes, dry January, and then there's damp. I'm damp January.
Yes. Tell us about that.
So damp January means that we're dry, is that you're abstaining from alcoholic beverages throughout the entire month. Mine is damp, which means I'm heavily reducing how wet I normally am. Pause. Drenched. Whoa. Whatever. So in the end, how drunk I normally am, it's damp now. I'm never drunk though.
No,
I'm
you're
just
actually
like
very
I'm
rarely
just
drunk.
like you know, I love me a drink and I love me a drink often. So what I'm doing now is reducing my alcohol intake to 2 days a week, with the exception of any social event that could come up, which I'm not social, so that only comes up rarely. It would be like once a week, if anything. Or like we go to a restaurant and I want wine with Buffalo Wild Wings, which we just did on Wednesday.
Yes.
But otherwise, it's like I'm not just opening wine in the evening like I used to, or just like having a drink like I used to. Like even before, like I would just have a beer on the thing when I was drinking more beer. Or I would just be like, oh, I should have a beer. And I'd like go in the fridge and be like, all right, what beer should I have? I'm just not doing that.
Yeah, you did used to always say, what can I have?
What can I have? Because the beer fridge is always so complicated.
Sorry about that.
So yeah, and then there's drenched January, which is you don't give a fuck and you're just going all in.
All the way in.
So
regular scheduled program.
Yeah, and I just think I have never had this much success with abstaining from alcohol in my entire existence since I've started drinking. So from 18 onwards, or 17, 21. What's legal here?
19.
19. So yeah, sure. From the legal age that I started drinking, I have never been able to abstain this
before. No bear.
And it's just because the non-alcoholic options are so good that it's making it so easy not to drink, and I just love it.
I was about to say, like, how is it going? And I guess that is definitely, obviously,
that's the game changer. Like, I've often tried, like, and again, it's not like I'm trying really hard back in the day. I'm just kind of like, oh, cute, Dry January's kind of cute. The last few years, I was like, no, I'm not going to. But before, I have tried, and I failed because I just, like, I want a nice drink. In the end, I do, like, it's not about getting drunk. I just, like, enjoy the taste of, you know, alcoholic beverages. But yeah, this year has been the easiest, and I'm saying mine is not even really a dry January. It was just kind of like starting, or a damp January. This is just kind of like how I'm just changing my life to just at least cut down, because I wilded out during the pandemic and onwards. And I feel so good about it, and I feel like it's just so easy because of the non-alcoholic beverages. So that's happy to, that's why I'm like, yeah, let's do a pod and just talk about these, because like I'm just loving the life. And if you want to cut down, I feel like we're going to talk through a few that like definitely could be the one for you too, to get you like hooked and ready. Yeah. And because I also want to talk about, which we will drink, the one that converted me in the first place. And I feel like they were a bit ahead of their time. Not ahead of their time. They were ahead of the game. I feel. And then it seems like everyone in this year, in this last like,
maybe 6 months, 6 to 12 months,
that's really ramping up to some high quality products. So yeah,
no, that's a good point. Yeah, exactly. So Tiff, your cutting down is super cool. And when we were first, I mean, we can say like Libra, we did a podcast with them. You should check that one out. It's a great one. Libra from Prince Edward Island. They're actually brewed by Upstreet Brewing out there, and they've gone like they're in Costco now. They're everywhere. It's fantastic, and they converted us to non-alcoholic beer. We had Partake on the podcast, and that was fantastic because that was we went through their whole range as well. Very, very interesting. And then, like Tiff just said, a lot of more, just craft breweries have really started. Partake is all they've ever done. I know there's Athletic in the States that we can get here. I haven't tried it yet. That was next on our list. But, a lot of craft breweries now, here in Ontario at least, and not so much in Quebec, funnily enough. Like Quebec hasn't gone, they were well ahead with the low, like 2%, like low ABV, but they were pretty far behind as far as the non-alcoholic stuff. But Ontario, where we are right now, seems to have embraced it wholeheartedly. And you are right that like the nights off when the pandemic, when we all were wilding out, and I was like, I made my schedule and I stuck to it, and the non-alcoholics really helped that. I've cut down 1 extra day, so I was doing 2 off and 5 on. Now I'm doing 3 off and 4 on. And basically the same as you. I feel like that extra day, I haven't needed it yet. But if I need it, I won't feel so bad having a drink on one of those extra days if I want to, because I'm now, it's 4 days. Well, you're doing it much more extreme. But I've got podcasts, and like you're 5-2, so I can't go that low because I got pods and stuff. But, and obviously I'm getting buying too much haze and stuff, and got to get through it or whatever, excuses. Yeah. But it's definitely making a difference. So we're going to do 2 main things during this pod. Barrington wants to go outside, but we can't let him because he'll wild out.
Yeah, we don't.
Sorry, buddy.
Just in a little bit, baby.
Come over here. Come on. It's always fun to have Barrington here.
Yeah.
So we're going to do 2 main things in this pod. It's going to be 2 kind of like taste tests. Not blind, because there's only 2 of us, but we're going to do this. The first one is a non-alcoholic and an alcoholic version of the same beer from one brewery, and the second one are going to be a couple of macro options for non-alcoholic beer versus a couple of craft options. So the thing that kind of inspired this pod, I mean, we were talking about it and about doing this anyway, but Bellwoods recently started dropping non-alcoholic beers, but to be fair, they were dropping these things here called sparkly waters. Oh, if I swing over.
Oh, yeah, if you want to swing on over.
Look at this one, guys. You're going to love this. Tell me when you're ready, and I'll do it. Beautiful. All right, picture in picture. Hold up. Here we go. Oh, there it is. Okay, so Bellwoods dropped sparkly waters, I want to say sometime last year, and essentially what I believe they are, they're just sparkling water with fruit runoffs from their other fruited beers. So they have extra fruit sitting around, and something like a Jelly King or their the barrel-aged stuff, you don't leave it in there like a smoothie. You take it out, like they're just conditions on that fruit, and then there's a whole bunch of usable fruit, for a second run available. So they've been doing these sparkly waters, and they started now to move into hops. So we've got one here with Citra hops, Cryo Pop, and Bitter Orange. We have this one has Citra hops and Cryo Pop, and this is a mojito one, which I haven't had yet.
That one.
No, I haven't tried it either. Okay. I've been buying these, I want to say a solid year. Yeah. Every single time they come out, I definitely buy a bunch of these. And I started getting them more and more. And then they dropped their craft options. So they started off with three, how are you looking at it? Yeah, great. With three IPAs that are test IPAs, V1, 2, and 3. We bought all three of those, and they did a sour test. So Stay Classy is their hazy IPA that was a result of those tests. I swear they had another beer called Stay Classy that was low ABV, and they just kept the branding because it's pretty fire.
Yeah.
So this is their hazy one. Fantastic. Like,
so good.
So good.
So
like,
good.
it's so
I really
good.
like that one.
And then, of course, this was the genius move from Bellwoods. The Jelly Kings. They turned their, cucumber, good boy. Their flagship dry hop sour, Jelly King, and then the raspberry blackberry version into non-alcoholic versions. And what we're going to do today is actually compare OG Jelly King to the non-alcoholic, which I'm quite excited about.
Because I am loving the non-alcoholic Jelly King. I actually want to try the OG because I forgot what it tasted like because I'm just so digging the non-alcoholic one. I'm like, why do I need to drink the other one for? Yeah. Sorry, I mean, with peace and love, I'm just like, it's just so perfect. I'm like, it's doing so well. So I do want to drink
It's probably cheaper, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, now it's like, it's less calories, it's not alcohol, which is what we're trying to achieve sometimes, some of these days. And it really just tastes so good. Yeah. Like, really good.
Like, super impressed. And this was, Bellwoods actually reached out to send these to us, which is obviously like, Bellwoods have been one of our favorites, if not my favorite, for forever. So that was really exciting. But fortunately for us, we had just bought a case of all of these, which is a 4-pack of each. 4-pack of each or 6-pack of each? I'm bad at math. 6-pack of each. No. There's 6 beers, so 4 of each. There you go. So 3 beers and 3 waters. So we already had all of these, so we've already tried them. So I thought, you know what, let's give them some love on the pod, and we wanted to do this anyway. So we went out to LCBO today to find, and we can show that right here. Okay, maybe hold it. So I don't know.
I was giving them a berry.
Oh, a Barrington. Sorry.
In the interlude, it was just a small interlude.
Hey, look, there's Barry just sitting on the old shoe there. So we have the bottle, which I don't know how old this one is because I don't date stamp these ones. It was in LCBO out here.
And 14os.
And 14os. Was it in a can or bottle? It was a bottle too. Yeah. So I don't know if they distributed the cans yet. I was hoping to get a can. Not that it makes a difference, but I don't know. To try and do it as close as possible and arguably as fresh. So even the branding's basically the same pattern, just slightly different colors and stuff. Okay, it's not exactly the same pattern. It's similar.
Yeah, it's just similar. It's like a nod to it.
Just a double nod. They kill it. Yeah. So you got 0.5 alcohol versus the 5.6 there. I don't know if there are any other differences in this. Okay, what they do on non-alcoholic products is they list the calories and stuff. You can show that there. I don't know, can you read it? Because I'm holding it away from you now.
That's also one thing I enjoy that you didn't.
There you go.
That you don't get with the non-alcoholics.
Oh,
start with the alcohol. Yeah. So with the non-alcoholic, you can really just see what you're doing, just like you would on any other food or drink. Because I do think if people actually saw the amount of calories in craft beer,
and if there's 97 calories
in a day,
so you can imagine a dry
97 calories. This is chill. This is
imagine
so chill.
What
7
hazy
carbs.
IPA has.
Yeah, exactly. So this is like great. This is like what you get. Whatever you're drinking a non-water. So
yep, exactly.
That's fair. Yeah.
So we're gonna do this completely. What's the opposite of blind?
We're just having a taste test.
We're just gonna taste it. So we'll just pour. Okay, so we'll do the non-alcohol. Pour them in the same glass. Can you see?
Yep.
I'm just gonna. There we go. So I'll just do a little bit because we're gonna use all 3 of these glasses afterwards. Unless you want to keep drinking for a bit while we talk about it. Oh yeah, yummy. Is that enough?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can smell it from here. Like, it does smell like, I don't know which format they use for the non-alcoholics, to be honest. They're doing a tasting event. I don't know if I think it might be next week before this episode drops. And Luke, the co-founder of Bellwoods, is going to be talking about doing like what are they called? Like a tasting event situation where they just go through all their non-alc situations.
That's cool.
Which I like a lot. I don't know if we're going to be able to get down there.
I
We'd
should take
actually
some
be cool.
photos.
Oh, we'll do it once. We'll get them. We can swap that camera out once we pour here. So there's not a lot of head on the non-alcoholic version there, as you can tell. I don't know how you want to do the photos. I'm gonna switch off the cam.
Yeah, I want to take one of you pouring actually.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Go. There we go. Sorry, guys, doing this on our own. We need a producer.
Yeah, we do.
So, okay, might as well pour it all then. Since
Need
we're
a
this close.
camera.
Do you want to have?
Yeah, let's do one of you pouring the Jelly King one.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, exactly.
How's that? Look at this guy. Sorry about the content creation. This is
all right.
how
So,
it gets
guys,
done.
what's actually happening right now is, can you angle it a bit more towards me? What's happening right now is Craig. We're taking a photo that you'll see on the Instagram feed at BAOS podcast.
No, get in. You see.
Oh, sorry. See, get it in here, and
Can
on
I
the
go?
thumbnail of the clip where this is going to be. Okay, cool.
Okay, so I might as well finish it. I wasn't planning on doing this, but you know what? It's okay. All right, so that's the alcohol one. Should I do the same with this?
Yeah, can you
take a
just
photo?
hold it? I don't know why it's sitting on the table. Can you just hold both of the things in your hand?
Of course.
The glass and the can in your hand? Like, just pour it in your hand. I don't want to see it.
Gotcha. Understood.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So you guys, it's the only way to do this, you know?
Sweet.
Gotta create the content as you go. All right, so you gotta get a little head going there. Okay, non-alcoholic first. See, if you want the one with the head, you probably got the most little. So looking at the color, let's put them side by side at least. Let's hold one of the alcoholic ones. Let me take that one. Okay.
Okay.
So the non-alc is like a
Definitely
straw
paler.
yellow.
Yeah. It's definitely
Paler.
paler and a little bit more opaque too.
Definitely a little more opaque. It's just very different actually. So
The noses are completely different.
It smells like a hay bear, like a non-alcoholic nose. Oof, and it's much like denser, sweeter. Obviously, there's more malt happening, so there's more going on in the alcoholic one.
Like the non-alcoholic just smells kind of almost like water or something. Not like it's just
It's
so
got
much
that
lighter.
distinct-
Yeah, it's like non-alcoholic beer has. I need to understand the full how this is made.
Barrington's just itching for it.
I know. And then when we look at, because he sees us inhaling so deeply.
You want to smell
Where
beer?
like the alcoholic one, has a ton of different aromas coming off of it. So, okay.
Okay. Well,
All right, let's try. So,
okay, yes, go.
I just want to say to the
Of
camera,
course, yeah.
because we're also clicking for YouTube, so I like
Okay.
to keep things succinct. Okay. So we're testing the non-alcoholic Jelly King, which is in this glass here, against the alcoholic Jelly King.
Alcoholic is fine, probably.
Yeah, I was like, alcohol just seems like
Well, non-alcoholic.
Yeah,
I see what you mean.
Yeah, alcoholic Jelly King. Okay, so this one here,
No booze.
no booze.
Get that in there.
Delicious.
So it's definitely, you know, it's a sour beer. It's it's like sort of relatively light. I've had lighter alcoholic ones, to be honest. It's still pretty subtle. It's mouth feels light. It's not super sharp carb, and usually that could explain the lack of head, maybe. You can tell it's hop. There's definitely a lot of hops in there. Citrus, lots of lemon. That little puckering thing in the back of your mouth there. But it's solid, and I fucks with it. Alcohol. Get that in there.
Well,
Okay.
this is a lot more sour too.
Yeah, it's a lot more sour.
Ooh.
It's not as cold as when you got it today. It hasn't been in the fridge quite as long. The other one's been in for like a week or whatever. I feel like it's just more intense flavors, sweeter.
A lot more intense. A lot more puckery.
Creamier. Like, yeah, a more thicker mouthfeel. Pause. Yeah. It's definitely more different than I thought, eh?
It's actually
Way
much
more
more different than I thought, but they're both so delicious in their own way. It's almost like the non-alcoholic beer just tastes like a different nice sour beer. Because it really just doesn't...
It's like a derivative of it.
Yeah.
It's not identical. I thought
because
it'd be
it's not
identical.
even like I'm drinking this and saying like, oh, this one has
We could've
alcohol
picked
for
this
sure.
one. Yeah, well...
And this one doesn't. It's not even really giving me that so aggressively, like where I'm thinking like, I don't know, sometimes you have like non-alcoholic wines and things like that where you're like, well, I'm really missing out. Like you see where I really lost. And the non-alcoholic gins a lot of the time too, it just feels so like I'm not happy. I remember before with non-alcoholic beers, I'm like, what's the point if it doesn't have alcohol?
Yeah.
It's so silly.
that's
literally how we used to think because they
tasted
tasted so bad.
Yeah.
This tastes so good. It's like these are just two good products. Like they're both two just different good products, and even though this is like a derivative, it's not. I don't feel like I'm losing or missing out by having the non-alcoholic version, which I think is so interesting and so key.
Yeah, they're similar enough to be. And look, once again, I think they've done one batch of the non-alcoholic Jolly King, so
I'm looking forward to all of them.
They're obviously tripling down on this. It's the first time ever Bellwoods. I mean, obviously my goal in life was for Bellwoods to be like, hey, can I send you beer? Because I spend so much money there. I'm joking, but you know what I mean? Like, for them to do PR about it shows how serious they're taking it. And they've never done PR before. They've never given beer to nothing for, not for that type of purpose. So, to me, and we mention it here to be transparent, but also to be, to show how serious they're taking it. And there are other, well, once we talk about a few more, we'll pull some different things out of the fridge when we move on to the next tasting to show. But this is so impressive to me. Like, I love this so much. I think this is really, I think it's important because I know the breweries can get annoyed with dry January and all the non-drinking. Because what is it? It's like, it's an
there was
attack
someone
on
you were
their...
talking to the other day that I heard they were like, all this damn dry January.
Yeah. And like, I wasn't mad
Which
at
is fair.
that.
No. It's like completely fair. It's true. Because like a month out of the time, and you and Patty and Nate and all these people, you had like good dialogues, I remember, last year around this. Because it was kind of like, or 2 years ago around this. And it was really like all good perspectives where there's like on this one hand where there's this like, hey, everyone, embrace dry January, don't drink and all this stuff, which is not intentionally trying to hurt anyone, but it's almost kind of like, hey, don't buy from this place, which means they don't make any money for a month. Which is like, there's never going to be a thing where you just try to be like, hey guys, don't buy food or something. It's going to hurt whatever the company is. But then there's this other side where it's like we have to also respect what alcohol is and that like
what it does to our bodies.
What it does to our bodies, all these things. So there is only so much that we can drink, and we should embrace health at every step. And that's why maybe you buy the beers that you would drink in February, maybe even in January, and that's a way to support. Or you buy a gift card, you can do all these other things. Yeah. But I felt like it was fair from either side. So even being like, damn, dry January, it's like, yeah, your sales are down and stuff like that, but people are also prioritizing their health, which is a good thing. So it's all a balance in the end.
Yeah, that's a great point. And so Nate did, what you're referring to, Nate did an article on the blog in 2021 in January about balance and dry January, and he asked like I think 6 different people, if I'm not mistaken, and got a little quote from each of them. And some of them, weren't happy about that, and it's sort of like it's promoting moving business away from breweries, and others have leaned into it, like Labac Ale. Michael gave a quote, and he had the Labac Ale non-alcoholic beers were arguably the national kind of benchmark for non-alcoholic beers. They were on it early. Actually, I mentioned before about Quebec not being on it early. He was on it from the rip, and it was like, and apparently I've already had some of them. Everything I've had has been great. Yeah, and they're one thing they can ship it across the country. That's one bonus of all this. You can get.
It's kind of like Quebec is on top of the non-alcoholic RTD, the ready to drink, the Partake. They kill that category. Yes, and I think this is where Ontario will be now coming into it. I can see like with Collective and stuff like that. But yeah, it's like Quebec has their own things that they were holding down, and then now it seems like the craft beer side is holding down the non-alcoholic.
Yes, because there's no other craft brewery that I can think of. Excuse me if I'm wrong. In Quebec, that has gone the non-alcoholic route. Particularly Labac Ale were the main ones, which I can't believe I forgot that because they are like the OGs of it from what I know. But you know how like here we can mention there's Bellwoods, there's Collective Arts, there's Rorschach do Free Spirit. There's a bunch of them doing the sparkling waters. There's so many different options here.
Yeah,
whereas I can't really think.
Third Moon has the
The
beer.
Leviathan?
Yeah, which is I love that sparkling.
That was our
water.
idea.
Yeah, there's like
I'll
all
bring it up
these. You bring it up every single time.
Because it's cool to see it happen. That's
Yeah,
really cool.
but it's sick. But yeah, there's so many options here. Oh, and then Spearhead. Was it Spearhead?
Aqua?
Yeah, that was
Phenomenal.
Like the
That
best.
was the first one we had. Botanical water.
It's so good. It's just like such great water.
Such a big. I think, do you know why this is feeling familiar? Because we did talk about it. Yeah. Because they're already like changing it.
Yeah.
We talked about it in the other episode about the future of it, but I guess we're getting deeper here. Yeah, a lot of breweries are doing the sparkling waters, which is great. Love those so much, and that's been fun. But I feel like the non-alcoholic products now are starting to come into non-alcoholic beers, like actually de-alcoholized or arrested fermentation. I can't remember which. I don't know who does which method or which one's the best way. I always forget. But seeing that, and I think this is the first time, I don't know if you've seen it, where I've seen someone take an existing brand, a strong brand, like Jelly King's, very strong, and made a non-alcoholic version of that. So they're tapping directly into their like fan base of that beer. Yeah. It's super popular. There's in LCBOs now. They've got 8 trillion variants, like merch, all this stuff. And now they're just, like I said, just having to create this new product that's still Jelly King. It looks almost identical, just says non-alcoholic across the top. Yeah. Like, that's actually a genius marketing move.
Can I tell you something wild?
Please.
Can I tell you something so wild?
Wild me
I
out.
prefer the non-alcoholic version.
I was actually kind of thinking that too.
Oh my gosh, really? That's so crazy.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it either, but...
No, it's just like, you know, that's how good it is. I'm like, I don't know, I kind of just like...
I like
would love to drink this all day.
It's a little more like...
it's more intense, so maybe it's just like, if you just want something more... Of course, no, it's like a wonderful, really, really good beer. It's just like, I just want this one. I'm like, I know this is nice, and I would just chill and drink it, and I feel like...
I don't... Yeah, well, like you said before, I don't feel like I'm missing something. And I think that's the key thing. And that's what's been able to get us through, like, the times when it was a little difficult. Like, even me doing the extra night, I haven't even felt a minor urge to go and drink.
Yeah.
And it's like the experience of this is like vaping to quit smoking.
Yeah.
Like, not that we're trying to quit drink, obviously, right? But, like, it scratches the itch when you go in a fridge, you pull out a can, you do the cracking, you pour it into a glass, you take
all the motions.
Put it on social.
Yeah.
It's the same shit. It's just you don't end up drunk.
Yeah.
And you have one. Sometimes if we're like hanging out.
Yeah, if it's like been earlier in the day we started drinking or something like that, then I have 2.
Like
but literally, I've even having only 1, which I think is also interesting because then you'd more likely have like 4 alcoholic beers. It's like easier to just have like 1 non-alcoholic, but that was great. That was nice with dinner and a little bit after, whatever, chilling. But then it's like when you drink alcohol, for me at least, I can't say for everybody, I'm like, great, what's the next one I'm going to have now after this one?
I'm always
Or I'm already thinking about what is it? Well,
it's Saturday night when we're doing this, so I'm ready to drink tonight. Like,
yeah, it's just very interesting, the difference in the mentality, everything around it, and it just feels good not to drink because it tastes good, and that just didn't exist before. Like, literally before, I felt like when I drank non-alcoholic beer, I was like, why are you doing this? This is so stupid. Yeah. I was like, this is awful. It's so dumb. But now I'm like, this is great. Like, it's so good. It's just that it's the product needed to be perfected, and I really think it is. It's really interesting, and I really see this going very, very far. I am curious to see even like what it does, because I just feel like also you're bringing people in the craft world in another angle, which I think is just also smart too.
It's a great point. Yeah, and a lot of people are conscious of health, weight, and everything like that. Yeah, and also budgetary things.
What's the cost difference?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't even look at the prices. I'm just like, whatever.
So
with beer, I don't look at price. I don't even care. If I want it, I want it. Like, what am I gonna do? Talk myself out of it? Like,
yeah, it's true.
Like, and I don't really have anything else.
But I'm assuming it must be cheaper or something. While we're talking, I'm just gonna look online.
Yeah, you might be able to, if you go to Bellwoods, the website, that would probably be a good idea. I think actually these are kind of expensive. Like, they're not like $1.50.
Well, yeah, like, that I wouldn't be surprised. They're really good.
You know what? We just bought one of the ones we bought. We had to buy in the 6-pack of a macro one because they didn't come in singles, and I think it was like $12 for a 6-pack.
Isn't
so
that
it's like $2 a. I'm not for a macro. I don't know. I don't buy it. But like, I think these. My guess, if I'm going to guess, I'd say like $3.95 for a non-alcoholic Jelly King. And I think the raspberry blackberry would be more expensive because it's got fruit in it, and even the Stay Classy would probably be closer to because of the hops that are in it. Like, it's really hot.
Oh, we have the
pack.
We basically have the survival pack.
Yeah, we bought the survival pack in a 24.
Oh, okay.
Because you get in a 12 or a 24. So now they've got 6 options. You can get a pack with 12 or 24 of them. So we went the 24 because we stacked up, and then we bought another case. We buy like a case and a half of Libra, and we got another case of the City Seltzer, and I think there's something else coming.
Okay, the Jelly King is $4.42. The non-alcoholic Jelly King.
Okay, so that's not cheap.
No, that's not cheap. But it is like a nice large can too.
Well, it's a 473. It's a tall boy,
Yeah.
and it's got a ton of hops in it. I imagine it's probably got similar amount of hops to a regular.
And then
Jelly
the regular Jelly King,
$5.75. So what's that? $1.50 more or something?
Yeah,
little less than $1.50.
Oh, the can actually is $4.42. Oh no, that's non-alcoholic. Okay, yeah, that's the non-alcoholic.
Non-alcoholic.
It's all on the same
And then
page.
what's this? That's non-alcoholic too.
Oh, that one sold out too. The raspberry and blackberry non-alcoholic.
Yeah. So it's only like less than 50 cents less than a full alcoholic one. Do they have any fruited jelly?
Stay
King
Classy is $4.
It's $3.98.
Yeah.
So that surprises me that that's the cheapest. That means there's more stuff that's going into the Jelly King for them to charge that price.
Stay Classy is so good.
It's so good. We're not cracking it today. I really would. I kind of want to save it.
Which actually is the same
price as Bellwoods. So okay, I think that's going to be a problem long term for this segment.
Mm-hmm.
Because people expect it's like what I'm equating it to when I look now. I had to move alcoholic beers in the cellar to expand the shelf
for the non-alcoholic
because it's like 5 rows deep now, and all the way double
love
stacked.
That.
It was triple stacked at one part.
Yeah, that's so
it's
great.
really cool. I just like looking at it.
Yeah,
and I noticed. So, what was my point? Okay, so I was thinking about it, and just grabbing one of these is like grabbing a can of Coke for some people. That's what they do, whatever it is. They drink a can of stuff. You know, I see in movies, people always get a can of something.
Yeah.
We just drink sparkling water that we make from a soda stream. So it's like filtered water and a soda stream. Boom, that's what we normally would do.
Yeah.
Now we've started to do this, so now it's a new expense on top of our alcohol expense, which I guess has dropped because I'm taking a day off. You're taking
mine has dropped so
4
significantly
days
then
3 days off, whatever it is.
Completely fine.
So you've gone and dropped yours significantly
because that's like $20 a bottle
from what you're getting, right? You'd be damn near having one every night.
$80 a week or something.
All of these things are like $80, but $80, but you would be doing $80 a week. We're doing $80 for 2 of us for a month.
Yeah.
So we're spending less actually. Yeah. Because it's replacing something.
Yeah.
So I think that if people go and see those prices, they're going to be like, "You fucking kidding me? Like, why would I do that?" But you got to understand, Bellwoods is a craft brewery using real hops, real fruit, or pureed fruit.
Yeah.
Real ingredients, the same stuff. That's it's not like just some cheaply made.
No,
thing.
This is such a well-crafted product. So to me, that feels fair. It's almost like when people purchase the high-quality sodas.
There you go.
Like how Nickelbrook even does the really nice ginger beers. That kind of just feels like that category, and I bet there probably must be $4, $3,
they probably
about
are.
$5.
And they're only so these small.
That even feels right.
Yeah.
So that's what I kind of because it's craft. It's always going to be.
It's going to be higher price.
Coke is disgusting. So
if you're drinking
it's a
Coke, I don't know what that
sugar
works
tar
out
thing. I didn't even. Yeah, it's
you
gross.
clean carriages with it.
Yeah, so that's the difference. So yeah, super happy with this. Honestly, really, really love what Bellwoods has done. It's just making me excited. I feel excited about non-alcoholic beer.
Honestly, I'm amped.
It's so interesting. Yeah,
it makes
so funny.
The non-drinking days. I'm not like, it's Sunday.
Yeah, I'm just which one am I gonna have?
Yeah. Should I start off with a little sparkling water, then move into a beer? You plan it in the same way you do the beers, and it's just it's just made the non-drinking things equally interesting.
Yeah.
So it takes you associate the fun with not drinking rather than I'm getting lit tonight type of thing, right?
Exactly.
But yeah, I think it's going to take. I agree with you. I think this is very, very important. And we said in the Future of Craft Beer that episode 115. I definitely suggest you guys check that out if you didn't already. That this is going to be something that's a big part of the success of craft beer as a whole globally moving forward. Mm-hmm. So Bellwoods getting on this at this point, I think is great. I think they're relatively early movers, not the earliest, because obviously Lebockow did it probably 5 years ago. So.
And they set the standard for things in a lot of ways often. So I think this is a good move. The fact that they're doing it is probably going to start trickling down to the others.
And I think it might take a little bit to get people used to the mental understanding of if this is replacing a can of Coke that's I'm making it up. What's a can of Coke worth? $1.50, $2?
With inflation, it's probably almost $2 or something.
Right, but if you buy them in those big packs, so if you're thinking of it like that, and then actually that's one way to think of it. The other way is thinking, well, this non-alcoholic Jelly King is going to replace the real Jelly King I would drink, and you're saving $1.50. You're like, oh, really, $1.50 less? It might be a discouraging thing for people because really it's you just said it exactly right. It's like a craft soda. It's the same approach, the same concept. So if you don't think of it like, I think it's going to take a little bit of time for people to get that, and there's going to be a little bit of pushback.
Yeah. It's also like you have to
first
decide what's also important to you. And if you're choosing to take your health more seriously and you want to reduce your alcohol intake, you're going to pay for that, one, because it's still a much viable replacement. Like no one's asking you to just drink tea or water, which was my problem in the beginning before.
Because it seems
I'm like,
too
listen,
boring.
coming and having dinner and a soda stream, it's just not equivalent
No,
to
we
now
have to have
having
something.
this. You know what I mean? You want something different. You just want a different flavor. And now this has completely satiated that for me 100%. And it fits into my larger pillar of health and wellness and reducing my alcohol intake. So it also depends on what matters to you. If you want to reduce your drinking, I promise you, are really great options coming out now. I'm so thrilled about it.
Yes, 100%. So this is very exciting, and like we're not like we're for real. Like we're not just like trying to we think
we're
this
gonna
is so
move into
sick.
other ones now.
Yeah,
too.
I'm gonna go
so,
fetch those.
We're gonna move to other ones that are
Might
also
need more
like,
glassware
great.
though. I thought we would have moved from, but it's
I'm
okay.
I have to take photos of these after, so
So you're
I'm
gonna hang
gonna
on to
pour
them?
them in smaller glasses, like little taster glasses.
Gotcha.
For the YouTube thumbnail clip.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. So then the next stage we want to do. So that was the Bellwoods stuff. We just really want to give that the shine because that's one thing that's been really impressing us over the last few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that there's a mix of the sparkling waters, and then they've got at least a hazy IPA and Jelly Kings. And my bet is that they're going to be working on more, being how much they're pushing this. And I think I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens, and I'm excited to see, like you said, I know Bellwoods aren't the pinnacle of trendy brewery like they were maybe in 2016 or 17 through like 2020-ish or so.
Mm-hmm.
They're obviously still dominating.
Mature.
They're in a mature phase. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So, but they're still very influential brewery in
Sure.
that sense. And I think that is going to rub off on a lot of people, like you're saying. So I feel like I'd be very excited to see what's going on.
And that's because we know craft people will kill it and they make amazing things. So like, I think it'll be fun for everyone.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're all going to put their own creative spins, and, like, who knows where that's going to go next, like, once they perfected, like, okay, like, we're perfecting IPA, sours, and all these things, maybe they'll start having fun with those, too. So who knows? It'll be very interesting to see. It'll be cool.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe take some other brands.
Comes in more and more. Yeah.
And then, I'm sure there's going to be further tweaking that they'll do, but I'm almost like, I don't even know. Now, like, having them side by side, I like the result of the...
Yeah, I love what they've done. It's perfect.
I just think, like you said, I smashed through that very quickly.
Yeah. Okay, so you'll get the other ones, and
I'll get the other
start
stuff.
talking about Libra, or
yes, I'll talk about Libra, maybe I'll just pass you the can to begin with.
So for this next segment now, we were thinking of what could be interesting, because we always have this conversation around macro versus micro. So macro being the big boys and gals, the AB and Bev derivatives and such, and then the craft, which is what we celebrate here on the channel. So, and on the pod, you see that I'm such a YouTuber on the pod. So we wanted to bring out Libra. Now, guys, I have to tell you, Libra. Sorry, Barry. You would think I'm drunk. I literally almost dropped a beer on Barry. Okay, so Libra is my gateway to non-alcoholic craft beer. That's probably the best way to put it, because that's when I realized, when I drank theirs, that non-alcoholic beer could be good, and there was something going on. And I think that was last year. Was that the year before or last year? I think that was last year.
It was the year before, to be honest.
Oh, wow, it's been that long then. Oh, but they were so far, so we couldn't get the beers all the time. It was more difficult to get
in Quebec, because they can't ship
in Quebec. Yeah, so that was the problem. Those laws, those pesky alcohol laws. It's non-alcoholic, and there's still
and there's still restrictions.
Some restrictions around.
Very annoying.
But so Upstreet is actually the brewery, and then Libra is their non-alcoholic line. Their beers are so delicious, and I really think like they were the ones to first crack the code about like how to make really delicious non-alcoholic craft beer.
Them or the...
Sorry, and I didn't have a bottle, so I can't say.
That's fair.
So
do you want more glasses?
No.
No, should be enough for this pour.
Yeah, we're fine. Okay. I'm only gonna because we're gonna drink the...
Because we're gonna drink 4 different beers.
Oh, okay, so probably
2
more than...
Yeah, I'll bring an extra cup.
Okay.
Keep going.
So, so what we decided could be interesting was to actually compare the craft versions of non-alcoholic beer with the macro versions of non-alcoholic beer. And I think the macros are the ones who started coming out with these first, right?
I got a fun fact about that.
Yeah, tell me, because I'm curious now.
Yes.
I feel like I've seen them around for a while.
Oh yeah, we've been doing it like non-alcoholic. One of the ones we're about to do has been like, well, I guess we can show like non-alcoholic Heineken has been around forever.
Okay, so there you go.
All this stuff was in grocery stores for the longest time. I always thought it was so stupid.
Yeah, right.
So my friend Richard does a lot of music videos, and we when we were like first moved to Montreal, we didn't have a lot of cash.
Yeah.
So me and him used to do like just weird. Me and Tiff used to do like medical studies and stuff to try and get money. We were whatever. That's a whole other podcast.
Thing. Okay, nothing invasive. Okay,
No,
we
just
weren't
like
that serious. But
weird
like the
things,
psychological test that they pay you $70.
Yeah,
like,
and like
do a test for
that
2
went a long
hours.
way. That fed us for a week type of thing, right? So me and Rich used to do these
survey
focus
ones,
groups,
right?
surveys and focus groups.
Yeah.
So I got paid to like eat the new McDonald's spicy chicken burger. To go into you rock up, you eat the burger, you fill out some stuff, and you get like $40 and off you go, like stuff like that. So we did the focus group for this one, for the Budweiser Zero. We didn't know what it was at the time. You knew it was for non-alcoholic beer. We had to fill it out.
I forgot about that.
And they even made it, you had to get someone to come and pick you up. So you had to come here and pretend you were picking us up.
From a non-alcoholic tasting. That's so ridiculous.
It's so fucking
stupid.
dumb.
Yeah.
So the macros have been around forever, and that must have been, got to be in like 2015. I don't think I would have done it really after that, any later than that. 2014, 2015. It's a long
Before you
time
really
ago.
became a snob.
No, it's not. It was, when did I stop needing money?
Okay. Oh, I mean sorry. I thought you meant you would never drink a Budweiser for any occasion.
I would never drink a Budweiser on any occasion.
Yeah.
I'm saying that when I did the focus group, it must have been.
Yeah,
then. So it was
2015,
quite a while ago. So these guys, they must have been on this for decades, I would say.
That makes sense.
And there's always like the German ones that had like, not Kronenberg, maybe them, or like I'm having like the not super well known German lagers. I don't know, like I can't even think of any. Like whatever. Like they would always be in the grocery store all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like even in Australia growing
You're
up.
right. You're
But they'd be
100%
like
right,
two
yeah.
different brands.
And it just didn't matter. It was kind of like somewhere you don't pay
It was
attention
with-
to and really look at.
It's with the when they used in Australia, they always sell the homebrew kits, the Cooper's little jars of like shitty homebrew, and it was always in that section, kind of in near the sodas and stuff.
Okay.
To be honest.
Yeah, it's like usually in the beverages section.
Yeah.
I feel like they have a shelf and they're warm
Mm-hmm.
and just sitting around.
They're warm and they're just.
Now they're getting some love. Now they're getting pushed to the front.
We went to two
People are excited.
LCBOs to find. We actually went to one the other day. Couldn't find Jelly King either. It was actually really hard to find. And we found in the two we went to today alone, they had all the non-alcoholics in the fridge.
Yeah.
The fridge section, the full
Yeah,
section with it.
it's
And
really interesting.
the thing that pissed me off, this is good for craft beers though. Like obviously we don't really want 6 of anything now with these type of beers. Yes, we actually do.
Yeah.
But the Heineken, the Corona, and the Beck's,
What's the one with the P? It started with the P.
Oh, Peroni.
Yeah,
Peroni.
Peroni. Yeah.
They were all in 6-packs only.
Mm-hmm.
So we just were like, well, we wanted to do all 3, but
We're not going to buy a bunch of them. I can't.
We thought, let's just
I don't
do-
have faith yet in what they
No,
taste
no,
like
no.
to do that.
we thought let's
Also,
just do Heineken for now,
yeah.
and then we can see because we'll probably.
And
drink
then
that
I saw
anyway.
Budweiser by itself in the
Supermarket.
So.
Which is cool. So we're able to do it. So what we're probably going to do today, we're going to do the Libra Pilsner, because this is true to style like Pilsner, and the Budweiser obviously is a lager, and the Heineken is a lager as well. And then the other one we could do, we talked about, is the
Partake Pale?
lightest one that's a different brand, because we also, Partake Pale Ale.
Mm-hmm.
I dropped the can as I was
Happens.
putting it in the fridge, unfortunately, so it's mashed up, but that's my fault.
Mm-hmm.
But we have the Libra Pale Ale, which is their first one, but I thought let's just try and change up some of the brands. The thing is, a lot of these ones, and just before we get into it, maybe we'll show off some of the other things that we've been enjoying. Not many of them are doing like Crispies, to be honest. The only one I've had is the Libra.
Love that Libra Pilsner.
Tiff mentioned before, Collective Arts. We went to an event for them in November in their Toronto brew pub. Oh, do we want to do the switch and show them, or do we want that
Oh
switch?
yeah, you can keep talking and I'll
Well, let me just change it over here. So we went. Oh, why is it doing that? Oh no! I have this here for a reason. Okay, we'll fix it later. So come here, you little fucking. There it is. All right. So we went to a tasting event for Collective in November to launch a whole bunch of their products. So one of the things they did was they did that one that Tiff just had, the Hazy Pale Ale, and we went by the brewery because they gave us a gift bag with some stuff. So we went to the brewery just to pick up a whole bunch. So we didn't get to try the hazy one, surprisingly. This is their stout. which is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only one we have in the fridge, we actually need to refill it. They did 2 different mocktails.
I've been drinking these. The mocktails
I actually haven't had
so
them yet. It's just been yummy.
Oh, sorry. They're really good. I love the mocktails.
There's a mojito. What's the second one?
No, there's 3.
Moscow Mule?
Yeah.
There's 3.
Isn't there a third
no, there's
one?
3 botanies and 2
Oh,
leaves.
no, I'm drinking 3 botany. Yeah, I'm drinking the botanies too. Yeah. So Moscow Mule and the mojito.
Mojito for these ones, and they have one called Botany, which are flavored sparkling water, which I'm actually really excited to try.
Yeah, I love those.
Because that's the Libra, the Pilsner. Right now, Libra has a Pilsner, Pale Ale, and IPA that used to be hazy and went like to a West Coast kind of style or American style, and they have a stout. Their stout is fucking phenomenal. Mm-hmm. They also have some seasonal stuff. They had a pumpkin spice that we didn't get because we wanted to try some. I think you had to get like half a case of it or a case, and I was like, I don't want to try it and get that much, which I understand why. Maybe when they have them in stores more, they'll do that. And they had like a cherry sour that was great. And then these guys, who we talked about before, if you want to show that, is City Seltzer. This is a company owned by Dominion City. This is they have a whole side business. It is genius. It is like gold staple benchmark. Like that's how the fuck you run that business. They have an app to order it. They do it by the case. They do like a mixer case. You get 6 different SKUs, 4 of each. These are just really tasty sparkling waters in these cute little cans, like the shorties. This is the melon, like cantaloupe cucumber, but they've got like orange creamsicle. They got the berry one. They got a lemon one. They had these other kind of fun ones that were like short, small batch, like spruce orange and some other berry one with something strange in it. It was fun. I just love it. The branding's sick. It's just this whole other side business. That's how you do it. That's how you make yourself a brewery in the future. I love it so much. So, do you want to film me like pouring and stuff?
Yeah.
So, how would you like to do it? Should we do, because we have...
Let's just compare.
Do you know what? We have 4 glasses. So just put one in each glass and we'll share the glasses. I feel like we're...
okay, sure.
We'll do that.
I'm done.
Yep. Okay, so let's start with the macros. The macros, I'm really... Because it's going to be...
I'm skeptical, but we'll see. Yeah. So the first one that we're going to try is the Budweiser.
I'm going to be super open-minded because I am too. I look at... Normally, I'd be like, ugh, but because you know how we do... If you've seen and check out our channel, we have a whole bunch of like videos where if we do a challenge and you get something wrong, you have to drink a macro.
Yeah.
For this, I'm not looking at it in the same way. Like, I'm just going to pour it a bit more just since we're going to... Okay. Well, it's nice and clear.
Looks
nice
like
head.
a beer.
The nose is good. Do we sit first? No, you sit first. Yeah. Oh, actually, you can see that there. Probably no need to do that.
Yeah.
Let me switch this off and fuck it. It's too much work. There we go.
The nose is good.
The nose is surprisingly good, eh?
There's a scent there that I
It's the bud scent. Whatever the bud fucking...
Oh, okay.
Listen. Sip this water.
It's not terrible.
No?
It's like a bit sweeter. I don't like the nose that much, though. It kind of bothers me.
You know what? Now just coming back, when I first poured it smelled good. This is what a macro beer smells like.
Oh. It's like mustier or something? Or I don't know how to describe it. I don't like it that much. But the beer itself isn't terrible. There's like a sweetness that I don't love.
It tastes like a bud. That's the problem. It tastes like a macro beer.
You know what? And then that's... So are they doing well, though, then at the imitation of a... Yeah. Okay. Good on them.
You know, if I'm drinking like a macro beer, I'd be like making... I'm not making those faces with this. Like, I'm not furious at it.
Yeah. I don't think I would drink a full can of that. Like,
no, this is going to go down the drain.
I would like to taste it against... Are we tasting it against the Libra?
Yeah, I was going to crack them all one at a time. Do you want to do the 2 macros first and then compare the craft? Or do you want to go Libra?
I want to try them head for head.
Yeah, but we're going to do one. Okay.
Okay, so...
Whichever order you want to do.
Yeah.
You tell me. You can I would
love to try that and immediately try Libra after.
Would you like to do the pouring? No?
No, go ahead.
So I'm right in front of the microphone. So... Oh, where's this one? That's never happened before. Oh, shit. Maybe I shook it. It's okay. No problem. So, this one... Oh, yeah, I think I definitely do that. This one we know is...
the head's not look that intense.
Yeah, I must have dropped this one on the way. So you can tell straight away, this is one thing, I guess, about a craft beer. It's not completely clear. Mm-hmm. A little bit... I mean, this is, once again, this head is not representative of what the normal experience pouring this beer is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, never smells like a craft beer. Fuck, that is so different.
Yeah, that's so
Wow,
interesting.
that's cool.
Yeah. Much more, there's like flavor in here.
Yeah. What do you reckon?
It's just like so much flavor. It's so different. It's
Which
so
is-
interesting.
That's what the Budweiser is, I guess.
Yeah,
They just
and I
pour
guess
it
in the
up
end,
to give it a
traditional
fresh
Bud
burst.
doesn't have flavor either.
Even looking at
but-
this is like it's like one step from water. Looking at how clear
Yeah,
it is, like,
super clear.
The clarity is insane, though. Like, you
Yeah,
gotta go
if you're looking at the difference between that,
side by
it's
side, like,
very,
look, you can
significant.
see my whole like glasses
yeah,
through
it's
it. And shit.
significant. And all that he's making up for all that beautiful flavor. That's why.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, I think this is again
I actually
Libra
drink
is
this, to be
my
honest.
Libra is my gateway beer into non-alcoholic, and I'm very much enjoying this.
Yes, and by the way, this Budweiser is 70 calories. The Libra, 30.
Mm.
So, 30 calories, supporting a Canadian business, more flavor. 70 calories, it's the devil. Fuck that. Let's try this bad boy.
Yeah, so if we're comparing it, I just find the Libra to be more enjoyable.
Oh my gosh, that's embarrassing for the Bud.
You didn't need to hand this back to me.
I want you to have another. You gotta sip that. Damn, all right.
It's so different. It's almost like one smells
I
like
wonder if this one is just like maybe like not a prop. Like maybe this can, there's something going on with this can. Like it's maybe re-fermented a bit because of the way that everything
head is
is.
poured.
I got a feeling this is typically clear. I think maybe it's just a bad can.
I'm not saying this is terrible. I just wouldn't drink all of it.
No.
That's all. I think and that's me speaking to about the Budweiser Zero.
Libra, beautiful. It's very different.
Budweiser's just sweet. It's a bit sweet.
Well, I mean, it's like, and look, I mean, it's not maintaining the head at all.
Yeah.
Not that they do as much as regular beer, and it's probably. I wonder if that's got to do with the lack of sugar.
Yeah.
Which one would you like to do? The Partake? Probably the Heineken makes the most sense because it's a similar style.
Yeah, let's do it.
So Heineken 0. By the way, the Bud and the Heineken are actually 0. I think the Libra might be 0.4.
I did notice that too. So what is that?
I think that's
about?
arrested. I think that's the arrested fermentation.
Okay, because that's what I was wondering. I'm like, because you mentioned that because the Budweiser
Oh my
is 0.02.
That is straight Heineken. This smells
Wow,
like
that smells
Heineken.
like Heineken.
Wow.
Interesting.
I
Because I
used
saw
to
one of
hate
our
the smell
friends,
back
to
in
be
the
honest,
day.
that also what made me want to try is when we were at some bar in Ossington the other day. My friend was drinking. I saw her with the Heineken can, that non-alcoholic can. And I was like, huh, I should try that because like Heineken was like the first beers that I used to drink.
Yeah.
Looks great, honestly.
Yeah.
Like color-wise, that looks like a Heineken. That looks
Honestly,
straight up.
smelling this, I'm not mad even at the Heineken smell.
I like Heineken, so you've always told
Dude,
me that's their
Yeah, you've always liked them, but when we
they're
went to
part of my
Jamaica, they
childhood.
only had Red Stripe. I would have drank Heinekens
Yeah.
if they were around.
It's almost like a hint of the. It's.
It's like a Heineken mixed with water,
Mhm.
mixed with sparkling water.
Because when I taste it for a second, I almost get it with the Heineken there. That flavor is there. You just don't have it at the back. I guess you just don't. There's something that's missing, but that's probably maybe that's the alcohol.
Shit.
But that's not bad.
I'm not mad because
That's like a Heineken.
I'm happy.
Yeah, yeah, I would deal with it. Yeah, I would deal with it. Because that was our one thing we bought, and we're like, oh, this better not be garbage, because then we had to buy 6 of these or something.
Well,
but,
to be fair, like Corona, Heineken, and Peroni are 3 not horrible macro beers. Like,
yeah,
I'm not mad.
but I didn't know
at
what
any
they
of
would
those
do on the
three.
non-alcohol side.
Very true, and I've never tried this before. I'm surprisingly into this, but I think there's one for you, nostalgic, and me.
Yeah, mine's nostalgia.
I only started doing it because in the clubs, dudes were always drinking Heineken. I was like, let me try it. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Oh, this is gross. And I got
used to it.
into them, and I actually really enjoyed Heineken. Like, I loved Heinekens.
Mine was like I was 2 and drinking them. So yeah.
It's cultural, yeah.
To be honest, that gives me very much. It's giving Heineken.
So you want, right?
I'd
Someone
say they
to give
did pretty
Heineken?
well at matching the flavor.
Yeah. This is
Not
just so
mad
much
at it.
non-alcoholic beer
Not mad at it.
that we can't
Okay.
possibly finish, but it's okay.
No.
And the last one we're going to do is the Partake Pale Ale, just for a comparison. It's a bit outside the rest with as far as the style is concerned, but just to kind of maybe illustrate the point there. So I mean, this is pouring a lot darker, obviously. Partake, they're based out in Alberta. We had them on the pod, and it was really interesting because they did some fun stuff. There we go. And this is 0.3. 355 mil. Okay, I thought 330. And this has 10 calories per can.
Amazing. Yeah, I noticed that. I think the other one. The IPA
Wow. Okay. Excuse me. So
great nose.
Yeah, talk through it. Oh, this is Toronto. I thought it was from Alberta. The dude lives in Alberta who started it there.
You know, these just have like more body or something. They're really nailing like
What are they
closer.
doing?
Maybe just
How do you
because
get in
these
10
guys
calories?
know. I don't even know what it means. Yeah, like how's it possible?
How is it even possible?
I think like they're already crafts, so they already understand a little bit more how to make a higher quality. Not a little bit more, a lot bit more about making a higher quality product.
A lot bit
So
more.
that's why the crafts. That's why those craft non-alcoholic beers are just tasting so good.
These aren't a
compared
normal brewery.
to the macro.
They don't do alcohol.
Oh, I'm just something about them. Oh, I know they don't.
Oh,
I
okay.
know
I
they
thought you
don't.
meant
Yeah.
well, because they're craft.
Just
they...
craft. Anyone who makes craft cola,
Okay,
anyone who
gotcha.
does craft anything is usually just like doing things to a higher standard. And you could definitely see that in this beer. Like this one I had the other day with dinner, and just really great.
I think you like this one more than the IPA. That's why I busted this one out.
IPA it's
A
like
little
a West
more
Coast
bitter.
IPA. It was
Yeah,
a
it's
little more bitter. But
the bitterness is a bit of a strange one in when it doesn't have the body to support it.
yeah,
In the styles, but like, yeah, this is super interesting, eh? Like
I think
trying them all. Like the macros aren't horrible,
No,
and normally we'd be like very aggressively
yeah,
doing anything to stamp them out. But like the Heineken obviously was the winner as far as the macro is concerned. But it's not even in the same sort of stratosphere when you're talking with the craft ones. It's not even close.
yeah. It's definitely.
I really don't think.
As is, I was thinking about it. I'm like the color is really staying the same in this hazy, so maybe it's like.
Yeah, something's
the
going on with
can's
this.
different.
I think something's wrong with
But
that particular one.
it
It
still
doesn't
tastes
even
better
taste
to me.
as normal, but even
Yeah.
that says a lot, right?
Yeah.
That it's not even the perfect can
I
But
was
it's
just
tasting
looking
better.
at it online too.
to see if there's the same.
Wow, these ads when you click on these
Athletic.
videos,
So
there's
Athletic are doing really well.
Let's do-
I'm
maybe
curious.
those
They have some
ads.
interesting. They got like brown ales and like the whole thing is completely different.
Yeah,
You might want to go to Instagram. It's probably better
yeah,
actually.
that's right,
than
'cause they don't
Google.
have the one.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I just really feel like this is like such a good time. We just wanted to really like illustrate, some of the differences between them. And honestly, we were going to do like the non-alcoholic and alcoholic challenge in comparison anyway. So like, all right, let's just do it on a pod.
Mm-hmm.
And this is fun. This is like, it's cool. I feel, and I think the key word I think here is like empowered
Yeah,
now
definitely.
and a lot of people, so many people I'm noticing are doing this. I know people are just leaving craft beer completely, whether they're a drinker or a part of the industry, and they've moved on. That's the pills? That's the pale.
No, it's a pills.
Being poured in the back.
Yeah. It's just like darker.
Okay, it looks, I think, see this
I think this is
haze in
hazier,
it?
yeah,
This
it's
is
like-
not normal for a pilsner. I think this has been re-fermented. It's given me, I've had beers like this in the past.
It's giving re-fermentation.
It's given re-fermentation.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to talk like that. Oh, there you go. See,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not like
yeah.
that at all. And these all win all. I think, the Libra, I think the pale ale beat alcoholic pale ales in the World Beer Cup.
Jeez,
Isn't that crazy?
That's something special. Yeah.
That's how fucking good they are.
That's really
like, they are
special.
so good. This stuff is
Yeah.
phenomenal. But I'm excited to try Athletic as well, just because like the same spirit exists for non-alcoholic products than alcoholic products, as far as like wanting to try different things. And we're like, yeah, okay, cool. Look how and now all of a sudden you have this. I'll probably have to eventually clear that whole fucking top shelf or something. And,
Yeah.
I probably won't get that much stacked.
But
up that much at once,
we're
but-
stacking up way more than we thought
Yeah,
it would be.
so we're like so much more because we bought
Yeah.
2 cases in the same week. On the
Yeah.
same night, I bought like a case of the City Seltzer because I tried it. We had it a bunch before. They used to have it at Slake. We were going to Prince Edward County a lot, so we go past Slake.
Mhm.
We get all their beers, and I would get a couple of each of whatever Dominion they had, the City Seltzers, and they also had one called County Soda. And I always buy the
Okay.
sodas. They're a little sweet for you. You never really liked them because you're not a soda. Neither am I. I'm not a soda guy, but
Yeah.
I just liked it because it was craft and fun. And I
Yeah.
found them here too. They're at Emerald Cafe,
Oh, cool.
which is great. So like, I would always get them from there, but I never had a whole case of them. I just had them around. I know when we went to St. Kiem, Jacob was just like at Oktoberfest, just
Just
crushing
down
the
there, nice.
fucking down. It would be like, have a beer, have a City Seltzer, have a beer, and I was like, smart. That night, I got lit. But I don't know. I just enjoy having them around. Normally, the fridge now I'm very good at keeping all the alcohol downstairs, which you.
As you should.
Okay, I get the props. No props. No?
It was the arrangement.
It was the original. Okay, it was the
You get
original.
a house, you get a basement,
Yeah.
you keep your beers there. That was the
Fair
arrangement.
enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Fair enough.
Good
I thought I'd
good
need more
tea.
space in the fridge, to be honest, but
Yeah.
everything's working out not too bad,
Beautiful.
all things considered. But now the whole bottom shelf of our fridge, which used to be beer in the last house, now it's just all non-alcoholic stuff.
Yeah.
I got a few THC drinks and stuff in there.
Yeah. But it's just
Um,
like, yeah, a nice collection of different things, you know? Do you want to, that's what I basically choose sometimes. I'm like, okay, do I want like a non-alcoholic beer? Do I want like the Moscow Mule or something and like do like a mocktail? Or do I want to just have a really nice, like, great water, like a really cool. So it's like a nice selection. You just get, everything's different, you know? Every time's different.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's made it very easy to not drink and in the beginning. Maybe this year is different because I feel like we have a different mind state about it. Like we're very ready to change things and to be healthier and to kind of like cut down. Obviously, you a lot more than me, but you probably had more to cut down on than me because I had a bit more discipline. I was pretty damn. I never like broke my days off because I just never want to drink on those days.
Mm-hmm.
Now I just had
I
to
just
change
didn't even
it.
have a schedule.
No, you were just like whenever, and it was just easy to drink.
Yeah.
So I get it. I totally get it. But for you, you haven't even wavered in the slightest. And what the reason I'm extra proud of you is that whenever I would drink, you would be like, "I'm not drinking tonight," and I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And then as soon as I crack a beer, you'd be like, "You see me drinking?" And then
Yeah.
2 seconds later, you'd be walking around with a glass of wine or
Yeah.
something. And I'm like, "There it is." But now I've been drinking on
I even
Wednesday
have
and
an urge.
Thursday,
Yeah.
and you're just like whatever.
Yeah. I don't
Drinking
even
your
think
Libras
about
or
it.
drinking your other
Yeah.
stuff, like it's whatever.
Yeah. I don't even have a sense of it because I'm already drinking something when you're opening it. I'm probably already drinking something I like, and I'm fine. I'm chilling.
And exactly, and it doesn't even have
Yeah.
to worry about the alcohol side.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'm saying that to say I know that maybe people are nervous about cutting down, or don't really know if it's going to make a difference. But we've found that this has made a huge difference for us. And even earlier on, I got a feeling it was late 2020 or 2021 when Libra sent the first pack of pale ales,
Mm-hmm.
and then I enjoyed them so much, we both did, and we wanted to get more, and then they sent more. I think
Yeah.
I did that one more time because hey, can I buy them? Because I can't buy them on the website. Then they sent it, and then eventually I found a place in Montreal that sold them, so I went and bought a case from them
Mm-hmm.
of all the mixed stuff, which was great. But it set us on a good path,
Yeah.
and I
definitely.
thank Libra for that because they reached out to do just the usual PR pack stuff,
Yeah.
and then that turned us onto
Non-alcoholic.
non-alcoholic craft beer.
Yeah.
And then now where I feel we're really genuinely into it.
Mm-hmm.
We believe it's going to be a strong segment to help the craft beer industry grow and move forward. And as you said, to like, attract new people.
Yeah.
Says maybe there's people now, if you've got a friend who doesn't drink, which is more and more common these days, you
Yeah.
go, hey, come to Bellwoods. Don't worry. They've got
Exactly.
multiple sparkling waters. They're going to have at least 3 non-alcoholic beers. Like, you're good. And then you're sitting there in the same glass as someone who's drinking an alcoholic beer.
Yeah.
And you're not going to feel left out, and you're just enjoying the experience of that.
Great if you're pregnant. Or
Great if
is
you're
that
pregnant.
fine? 0.5?
Do you know what? As soon as
I
I was
can't
saying
say.
that, I was saying that too. But then you have the sparkling waters.
But then you just have the sparkling waters,
Yeah.
exactly, which means you can go and have. That's what I loved about Vermont. They were big on the booch. So there was one time we did go to
Ooh.
Vermont and I wasn't drinking that much, but there was always a craft
Kombucha
like kombucha
everywhere.
always. So like maybe some of the breweries will even start going to the kombucha, like you're already fermented stuff. So,
I know if we had a brewery, I think I would have all the above.
yeah, for sure.
Like I would
For
do
sure.
anything I could to just
all the different all
cater
the
to
different
everybody.
pieces.
Yeah, to be like, you're not, if you're not into any of this stuff, well, here's a whole bunch of other options. If that's where your friends are going, then hey man, let's make it fun and equally as fun for you. It doesn't
Exactly.
have to be boring. Oh, here's some flat water for you. Or overcharge for some fucking San Pellegrino
yeah,
or some
it's
shit.
probably
Like,
for $6 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
like at least this gives, I don't know, I think it's exciting genuinely, and
Mhm.
it has it contributes, it has value
Yeah.
for the future craft beer and for the health of people, because if everyone fucking drinks too much and dies off, there ain't gonna be no customers.
Yeah.
Not that it's gonna like kill people, but you know what I'm saying. I think I think this is really cool. So this wasn't like the longest pod tonight because we didn't have to go too deep into it.
It
but
was
we
just a non-alcohol special episode.
yeah.
Extravaganza.
Extravaganza. Is there anything else you want to say before we wrap this bad boy up?
No, I feel great.
No, I feel good. This is good, man. Like, and to be honest, drinking all this, and this is the Jelly King. Like, I had not even half a thing, and I'm like, maybe
Feel
because we,
lit?
not I wouldn't say lit, but I can feel it.
Yeah.
Unless I'm tripping out, but and it's the either way.
Yeah.
This is great. Thank you to all the breweries who are making fire non-alcoholic products, and to all the breweries who have maybe been on the fence or considering it. Like I spoke to a couple people who've seen others do it and commented and whatever, and they're looking into it. And I would very much encourage anybody to do it, even if it's not a beer, because it is a lot of R&D that's going to go into that. It's going to be you have to go and try a bunch. And I had one brewery the other day. I posted a Libra, and they messaged me, "Oh, how is it?" And I was like, "It's a brand new brewery too in Ontario." And I was like, "They're fire. They're definitely the best." And they went, "Cool." Just went and ordered it.
Oh, sweet.
So
nice.
they're trying to do it as well.
Yeah.
And then they went and ordered the Libra because they saw us post about it and want to get into it. And I was like, yes, please, like, do it. I just think it's like the more options are available, and it obviously opens as a brewery, if you're a brewery watching, like it opens up your customer base to the entire country. I don't know what it's like over in the States. I'd probably imagine that the shipping wouldn't make it worth it for anyone over there to get it anyway. But if someone in BC wants it and you're in Quebec, like, fucking, you can shoot it out. And you know, that's the same as Libra. They can ship across the country. They're based in PA. Yeah. So, you know, now they're in Costco's, and they were in
yeah, they were in all the LCBOs.
They're the LCBOs. That's what it was.
Great.
Yeah. So, like, you know, people, they're looking for
that
it.
for us.
Love that for us. Exactly. Right? Happy as hell.
Yeah.
Where can everyone find you online?
You can find me at Liquid X Happiness on Instagram.
That was easy. We're going to take a sip in the meantime.
Oh, yeah. That looks pretty straightforward.
Guys, thank you for watching and listening. Oh, we didn't do the Manscaped ad. Okay,
you can do it after, though.
I can do it after and tack it into the front.
The front.
That's how I'll do it. I'll do it differently. I fucked up because I'm supposed to do it.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, I totally forgot. I don't know why. Yeah. Guys, thank you for watching and listening. If you enjoyed the episode, smash the thumbs up, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when the new drops. Follow us everywhere at BAOS Podcast. Check out the podcast. We everywhere that you find your audio. We drop every Wednesday. Right now, I'm trying to aim for the morning time, so it's beforehand. I messed up the week before, but it'll drop on the Wednesday. Thanks again to Manscaped. Use the code BAOS to get 20% off and free shipping on your order at manscaped.com. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Get it in.
Bye.